Hi, welcome from pexiscore.com. Pexiscore stands for People Excellence Indicator Score, and today we are going to discuss employee engagement surveys from a values approach. As we all know that employee engagement surveys are conducted to understand lack of performance, which can lead to lack of engagement among employees. Let us first try to understand why are engagement surveys held. The primary reason for engagement surveys is to find out when we feel that there are certain gaps in employee engagements. It could be in the area of talent, where we feel there's high attrition or people are not putting in their best. It could be in terms of operations, where the company could be facing a lot of safety issues, leading to higher cost of operations. It could be on customer issues, where there could be an observed lack of focus, or issues of customer retention, or the final issues of revenues. If we look at the end of what we want to achieve from an engagement survey, it could be from a short-term objective, which is more employee focused, or from a long-term perspective of improving the culture in the organization. To give you an example, as you can see as I've highlighted here, fairness. So you could want to understand whether employees see innovation as a fair policy, or do they see compliance as a fair policy as a short-term objective. But in the long term, fairness could be seen as a way to push diversity and equality among all team members. Similarly, if we look at accountability, it could be to understand whether employees consider themselves enough accountable to conclude tasks or to account for the costs. And in the long term, it could be to define job roles right at the stage of hire. So engagement surveys are done to understand the job satisfaction and work-life balance that employees find in the workplace. And as an employer, one provides the work environment. There are rewards and benefits, and there are happy experiences which can lead to higher satisfaction and work-life balance. As an employee, one is trying to build positivity and self-confidence. One has a set of expectations and motivations, and one comes from a culture with certain values which determine them towards their individual growth. This could lead to an employee seeking continuation association, which means they are unwilling to put in discretionary effort in the absence of organization providence, while the employer is seeking effective association, which means they are seeking employees to put in discretionary effort irrespective of the organization providence. Which brings us to the understanding that finally, when we are trying to look at job satisfaction and work-life balance that could lead to effective association, we can understand that the principal drivers of our behavior and actions are the values we espouse at an individual or a cultural level of consciousness. So hence, it is very important that we don't limit ourselves to understanding just the engagement parameters or the engagement levels, but understands the values which drive them and if they are in conflict. So the Pexi score approach, we ask employees a set of questions which are related to employee motivation, job role understanding, views on team members, opportunities at work, reporting manager, organization values, long-term association, and their confidence in the leadership. This can be answered on a Likert scale, ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree, and people would score. Then we seek the value survey. Here, the example quoted is of fruits because this could be actual values like respect, trust, fairness, what we saw before. So we ask people to select the top 5 values and they need to choose a minimum of 5 values. It could also be 4, it could be 6, depending on what the organization. The second thing we do is once they've selected the values, we ask them to rank them in order of importance and also tell us why did they select it. So as you can see, one can select guava as the number one, saying this is the fruit which provides more calories as a healthy choice. Or the second thing could be this is the fruit of choice for them and their family. Basically, what we're trying to understand here is whether they expect it as a hygiene factor or the factor motivates them to push themselves for discretionary effort. One can go up and change the values at this stage, so it will just require a fresh selection. Uh, Now we get a huge set of findings. I wish to highlight just a few of. So the first thing we get is the engagement surveys result. So when we ask questions on employee motivation and job role understanding and so on and so forth, we found the scores, how many agreed to it and how many disagreed to it. So the engagement tells us the areas to focus on, but it is still unknown why the scores highlight low confidence. So the engagement survey alone remains incomplete because employees only highlight areas of discomfort. But it is only when we look at the values that we can understand why employees are scoring people lower. Like as you can observe here, the scores for the reporting manager and the leadership are pretty low, whereas the job role understanding, work ethics, personal ethics scores are pretty high on a range of +2 to -2. So when we do the values survey, it tells us what motivates the individual employee to feel satisfied as an employee. And this information can be found against each department, each age group, and other demographic parameters like location, qualification, and so on and so forth, including gender. So as you can see, the employees have selected overall transparency, quality, learning, respect, recognition, ownership, and innovation and teamwork to be the most important factors across all departments. However, specific department scores are also provided. If we look at it from an age group perspective, it tells us the gap in values when it comes to the leadership versus other employees. And this is where the alignment post the survey can help in not only determining the hygiene factors and the motivation factors for each unit or department, it can bring about a better and larger quality. So overall, the survey, once completed, allows us to define our policies to consider what should be hygiene factors. As we can see here, that as far as transparency is concerned, people see transparency more as a hygiene factor, which means it should exist irrespective of what the demands are. Whereas uh, quality is more of a motivation factor, which means if employees are rewarded based on the quality of work they provide, they feel higher motivated. Now, this is the case of an individual organization where we did ran the survey. It could differ for your own organization per se. So the question is, if not us, who? If not now, when? Because we are probably the one unique organization which looks at engagement from a much deeper dive. My name is Ruben, and you can reach me at ruben@pexetics.com or my partner Subhashni at subhashni@pexetics.com. Please write to us and let us know if you need our services for engagement and if you want to understand this whole battle and solve it better for your own organization and its growth. Thank you for listening to us patiently. We welcome your views and have a nice day.